I just gave a bunch of amateur strongmen advice for 4 hours. And now let's see if I can turn them into pros. We're gonna do a bunch of hands-on feedback during their exercise. See if you could learn something. I'm sure you could pick something up. Let me know what the best tip is down in the comments. As per usual, lift heavy, be kind. Merch link in the bio.
This
Enjoy.
is nice. Where did you get this shirt?
It's my brand. Lift heavy, be kind. Yeah, we ship them with Tier. It's one of the biggest CrossFit companies in the world, biggest swim company in the world. Honestly, they're not ideal for training because they're too soft. I prefer wearing them out of the gym, but yeah, they're good.
I love it.
Link in bio. Now, your foot position is naturally going to determine where your knees fall, right? So let's ignore that for right now, and let's talk torso angle. Just like squats, torso angle is going to be predicated on the length of your femurs. And you need the backside of your shoulder to be lined up vertically with the bar. If it's behind and you start to pull, we've all seen this one, when people are here, go to pull, and they pitch, and then they come up, okay? That's a sign your shoulders are too far back. If your shoulders are too far forward, you're gonna get to your knee, and now the bar is gonna be there, and you deadlift like that. Yeah, and anytime the bar gets away from us, we run into issues, right? You notice scars on my shins are for a reason. Deadlifting must be close to you. Now with our lats, this is where my opinion differs from probably everything else you've heard. If we're doing a lat pullover to max effort, let's do it. So a muscle, all it can do is shorten. And we have to think of the origin and insertion of the muscle to know how it's going to shorten. Origin of the lats is on the front of the humerus. It goes underneath our armpit and has this biggest insertion on our low back. Keep your arms straight for me, dead straight, elbow straight. Yeah, pull down. Good. And so if it attaches on the front of the arm and inserts on our low back, how do we bring the front of our arm closer to our low back? What happens to our upper arm? Here, right? Okay, and then what happens to our upper back? Here. What's he doing? Yeah? As he gets more and more tired, keep going. You're right. As he gets more and more tired, he'll keep more and more curving over because we are stronger mechanically, internally rotated and pulling in like this. That's the strongest position of our lats. That's how they're locked in the most. This is not the strongest position of our lats. That's not what they're designed to do. We're externally rotating, and now we're lengthening the lats at one end and shortening them on the other. Traditional shoulders back and down, I'm like here, okay? Now, if I take that same shoulder position, and now I roll them forward and internally rotate, 4 inches that I don't have to move, right? You do that well, and now we're 4 inches less range of motion. Now it's a block pull. Now your deadlift goes up immediately, right? Not only does your deadlift go up, but we're activating the lats more, which makes it feel safer, okay? Now, acceptable torso angle, anywhere from 15 to 45 degrees above parallel. Hips too high, your shoulders are probably gonna be over the bar, and if they're not, at a minimum, we're gonna be overloading the hamstrings a lot, okay? Any greater than that, any more upright, and your shoulders are gonna be behind the bar, and if they're not, your knees are gonna be in the way. Let's just do a set of 5, okay? Let's do a set of 5 with proper breathing as well. Let's get used to that. Pause it at the bottom for me, break the momentum. Okay, pause. Starting torso angle is fine, but we're running into a different issue at the knee, okay? Can anyone identify the issue? No? Okay, I want you to do the same deadlift, but on the ascent, I want it to be tempo. Let's go 5 seconds on the way up. Okay, nice and slow, slow motion. What's the problem? It's running into your knees push it out, and as soon as it's above your knee, we got about that much space between your thigh and the bar. Now, whilst your torso angle is acceptable to begin with, we need your hips to be up and your knees to be back a bit more, okay? There, and then we need this bar to start there, okay? Now from there, engage the lats and drag the bar up your thigh. Better, okay? But I want you to feel that up your thigh the whole time. Give me another rep. Okay, same concept. Okay, good. That's better. Yeah? So for you and your femurs, we need a higher hip position so that your knees don't get way in the way. Thank you very much. All good. Okay. Yeah. When you start your pull, where's your shoulder in relation to the bar?
Oh, way ahead.
Okay, so then what happens? Bar drifts away. Look where we are at the knee.
Right. So it's not completely vertical. Looping over.
You've got that much space, right? So the way we cure that is twofold. We can sit our hips down a bit, and we can put more heel pressure. So let's go sitting hips down a bit first, because that is twofold. One, how I said there's no power off the ground. You're just doing a stiff leg deadlift right now. Okay, really common problem. Let's sit the hips down. See if we can't use your legs to drive off the ground. I'm even happy if you want to go a bit more toe pressure off the ground, just to get the quads activating and working. Give me another. Give me another. I want you to feel that bar against your knee. Much better. Good. There you are. Okay. That intention, practice over time, that'll get you there. All right. We're starting with the bar too far away for sure. Okay. Right? The bar is about an inch off your shins. Okay. That carries through. Okay. So that's going to be the first thing. But how we solve that isn't as simple as bringing the bar into your shins, because your shoulders are starting over the bar. Okay. So we have to cure your shoulder position, which will then cure your bar position. Okay. Yeah? So get down into your starting spot. Okay. Now, good. Okay. Now, bar's against your shin, but now shoulders on top. Right? Yep. So if we go from here ever so slightly there, now I want you to think, drive your legs. Don't worry about anything else other than punch your legs into the ground. I like it better, okay? Hold it close to you. And you punch your leg. Yeah, good. Okay. Now, you'll have to cue that over time, right? Today it feels good. If you went closer to max, it might feel a bit strange, but that looks better to me. Okay. Slightly lower hips, bar right against you. That lat cue, and you should be good to go.
Nice. Thank
awesome. You. Of course. Well done. Okay, great. We just need to fix the start position a little. Otherwise, the movement itself is quite good. Okay. Yeah? Like, long femurs is your problem. Yeah. Right? So you've got your knees 4 inches over the bar. Yeah. Right? And so now you have to have the bar so far away, because for every bit that your knee moves forward, like your shin moves forward, so the bar has to get away from you. Yeah. Now you have to find a way to bring that back. So get back into your start position. Don't worry about the straps. Just grab the bar in your start position. Now, if we can, widen the feet slightly and get the hips slightly higher. Slightly higher hips.
It feels so not natural.
Okay. Now, shoulders have to go back. That's it.
That's it?
Okay? That's it. Yeah. And it's going to feel strange, but right now, your knees are right, they're still over your toes, right? You know, I'll show you.
I'm just so darn happy.
When I'm telling you. So when I'm deadlifting, I'm here, right? You see how my knees are like sort of with my midfoot.
Yeah.
Yeah? So you have to get out of this movement pattern. Yeah? You're so far out here. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. If we get the hips a bit higher, we sit you back a bit. Yeah. You're there. Much better. Sit the hips back as you go down. Get the knees out the way. Better. That was your best one. Much better. Good. 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 Relax. Looks much better. Yeah? More mechanically advantageous. Now, your challenge is not just long femurs, but you're also super extended through here. Yeah? And then that's going to increase the demand for you to get down to the bar. So if you can cue that as well, of like a little bit of a reach, that should be able to help you.
That's what you were talking about.
Okay. Everything's very narrow there.
Yeah.
Okay? And you're almost pure quads. Like there's not a lot of action going on to show that you're using your posterior chain at all. Think about a leg press stance. Yeah? If you were to leg press, how would you put your feet? And that's going to be your most powerful foot position off the ground. Right now, you're like here. Okay? That creates a really long range. Very, very difficult. If we can go leg press stance, okay? I would be about here. Then, we're going to put our hands exactly where that deadlift would be, or where the leg press would be, just outside. So our knees and our elbows are interacting. From here, we want to think equally, push down with the feet and up with the chest. Right now, you're down with the feet's okay, but it's not matched by up with the chest. So you end up in this early little knee extension, and then it's just all hamstrings and glutes. Yeah? So if we're here, watch my torso angle from when it's off the ground to my knee. Okay? So you see, there's not much change.
It's pretty static until you pass the knee.
Yeah? That's what it should be.
Yeah.
Yeah?
It's a static angle until you're gonna thrust through.
Correct.
I always thought that narrow was better because your limbs, like you reduce the range of motion,
How
right?
I ended up narrow was long arms and long legs, and it was
That's a gross oversimplification of the human body, though. Our only goal is not to make our arms as long as possible. We're trying to use as much muscle as possible to lift. So if we're in so close that we're not using our entire backside, then we're losing a lot. We're leaving a lot on the table.
so by moving out, we're recruiting more of the posterior chain,
Correct.
therefore getting a more powerful.
Correct. Correct. Okay, let's give it a crack. Yeah, so that's on the narrower side of what I would accept. Like, that's still okay. That's still okay. Okay, now from there, look at the base of this when you lift. Okay, big brace. Okay, good. Now, more pressure into the heels. Okay. Now, I want you to put pressure in the heels when it's at your knee, because you're getting hung out in front.
Okay.
Yeah?
So push back.
Almost feel like you're drifting back as you lift the bar up. I think you're getting tired of it.
Yeah.
But I like how that stance looks better over the long run.
Okay.
You just have to fight two things. One, the early knee extension. Two, your left knee in particular your left hip likes to get a bit lazy. So you're looking a bit like this.
Yeah, like having my feet wander like that just feels less stable right now.
Yeah. So, but inherently, like, go feet narrow, like, easy, feet wide, you're like, yeah.
Right.
So it is inherently more stable. I know it feels that way right now, but stability will undoubtedly be higher. Give it a crack for a handful of weeks. Not every cue works for everyone. Not everything works every time. But eye test, that tells me that stance is looking better.
Okay. So rather than tight here, more of a shoulder width.
Yeah, because then also think how we create motor units, right? Your motor unit for deadlifting is heavy quads right now.
Yeah.
This is a less advantaged position for the quads, but you're gonna still try to use your quads. So give it a couple of weeks and see how your posterior chain reacts. Once it starts to pick up the message, it should be pretty quick up to improved results.
Awesome.
Yeah? Awesome. No worries at all. Sit your hips lower for me.
What's that?
Hips a bit lower.
Lower? Okay. Like here? Okay.
Yeah. Good. All right, now you're gonna get used to punching weight off the floor. You're being too careful. Like, you might be just thinking a bit too much,
Right.
but we need aggression off the bottom.
Okay.
Yeah? So see if you can just like amp up, tune it up a little bit, and go like, you're in position, bang.
Okay.
Yeah?
Oh, see, I almost innately just did that.
Better.
Okay.
Better. We always want to be moving the weight with intent.
Yeah.
Yeah? Even if we're working a technique, even if it's a little bit lighter, even if we can move it slow, always try with intent. Good. Now,
Still working.
I want you to be able,
Yep.
swap with me.
Yep.
I want you to be able to get into position and show me like, just like bang straight away. So if we're here, you've got the bar, your feet are ready to go, I should see you be able to do this. Yeah. Because if you can't get that initial like pop, you're gonna struggle when you get to high weights. It's just gonna be dead, and trying to build momentum.
Are you getting your traps in there as well?
By
Non-
proxy of
non-functional?
holding weight in my
Okay,
hands,
okay.
yeah. Not in any active way. All right, lot of knees and just a little bit wild at the top, okay? We want lockout to be tall, not through,
Not it's
yeah?
overextending.
So think, bang, here. If you do it fast, it should just be like a accidental shock. It just falls in your hands. This hyperextension, injury to the low back risk, just like flexion would be. Yeah? Now, the other thing is we need that bar to stick closer to you, and we can't have your knees covering the bar by so much. No, higher hips.
So like this,
Higher.
like that.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, now weight in your heels. Okay, all your weight's in your toes right now.
Okay.
Much better. Good. Now don't do that big lockout.
That?
Much better. Yeah. Much better. Yeah, really good. Good correction. Yeah, well done.
Thank you very much.
Of course.